Rimuru Tempest. An ordinary salaryman who died on Earth only to gain a fate-changing opportunity to be reborn in another world into a monster with limitless potential. As demons, angels, and dragons fall short compared to his overwhelming strength. So, how strong is the slime chaos creator? How strong is Rimuru Tempest? Just after his rebirth into a slime, Rimuru receives the blessings of Veldora, a true dragon, which increases his foundation and potential for growth to ridiculous heights. With Great Sage and the Predator skill being the foundational skills for his future development, Rimuru can defeat beings like Ifrit and later the Orc Disaster Geld, absorbing their power, making it his own. He also later absorbs the core of a monster formed from Veldora's power, which is stated to be on par with a demon lord. He gains even more strength as he now has the power to one-shot a sky dragon, with the same sky dragon having the strength capable of destroying a country. Rimuru is even able to fight and survive against Hinata Sakaguchi, who is stated to be on par with demon lords. And Rimuru, after integrating gluttony with his clone, could eventually get large enough to swallow planets and stars. Rimuru's speed even before becoming a demon lord was ridiculous. With Megiddo, Rimuru is capable of focusing and condensing water droplets to channel them towards enemies at the speed of light, reaping the lives of thousands. Rimuru later evolves into a true demon lord and gains overwhelming strength and new abilities, with Rimuru now having the ability to bring others back to life through Raphael as long as the amount of Magicules he can gain access to is enough. Rimuru can now easily absorb the energy from his opponent's attacks with Beelzebub and can possibly swallow universes. He also establishes a soul corridor with Veldora, granting him a form of immortality, as Rimuru can never die as long as Veldora exists. With this new strength, Rimuru would now be stronger than characters like Hinata, who he previously barely managed to survive against, as Rimuru can now easily withstand one of Hinata's strongest attacks, Melt Slash, which is an attack that erases a person's existence. Rimuru also has an ultimate skill named Uriel. This ultimate defense skill can easily resist attacks like Trinity Break, which even true demon lords would be helpless against, and is almost impregnable to almost all types of attacks. Rimuru later fights against a serious Leon Cromwell and is comparable to him, with the same Leon in his fight with the Yellow Primordial having statements of destroying El Dorado, which is a continent larger than Australia. The main planet of the central world is much more durable than any other planet in the universe, as it has been strengthened to an unimaginable degree. Even a pre-demon lord Rimuru wouldn't even be able to destroy this planet, even though he can devour and destroy other planets and stars, making Leon's feat of destroying a continent on this planet even more impressive. And Rimuru is comparable to Leon Cromwell. Rimuru later becomes so strong that he can fight two true dragons by himself. He faces off against Veldora and his sister Velgrind, who is even stronger than Veldora. Rimuru is able to match and overpower both Veldora and Velgrind, with Velgrind herself being so strong that she can destroy 50 floors of the labyrinth created by Ramirez, with this labyrinth itself housing 100 floors, with each floor being a dimension containing worlds which have their own space-time, and Velgrind is able to destroy 50 floors with one attack, making her bare minimum low multiversal. Rimuru is able to become a true dragon by himself, making him even stronger than before, as if he wasn't already broken. With this new evolution, he gains even more new abilities, as he copies Velgrind's ability, which allows him to jump through worlds and even through time, as Rimuru's aura alone can shake the space-time continuum and even affect other separate dimensions. As Rimuru proves to be too much of a threat that others believe the only way to defeat Rimuru is to send him to the end of space and time. Rimuru, however, accumulates an enormous amount of energy and returns back in time with space-time warp. This feat is more impressive than people think, as Rimuru was able to go back in time despite being at the end of space and time, where time no longer exists, since the space-time continuum has been destroyed. Rimuru is still able to go back in time, implying that there exists a higher time that Rimuru gained access to, which allowed him to time travel. Rimuru at this point would be much stronger than Malim Nava, who was stated to have infinite power and was threatening to destroy the Cardinal World in her Stampede mode. A Cardinal World is so vast that it can house various dimensions and have a near infinite number of cycles, similar to timelines. Characters like Chloe are stuck in this loop of having to go through countless cycles, including one where Rimuru dies, with Rimuru now having the power to recreate the Cardinal World 10,000 times over. as all of reality, including all universes, dimensions, and time, are now within his grasp. Overall, Rimuru would scale to low complex multiversal with immeasurable speed. This slime has come a long way from being the leader of a goblin village to now becoming the strongest god in the multiverse. But even though he has the power to destroy everything in creation, he doesn't seek power for the sake of seeking power and instead protects his friends and saves the world with his overwhelming strength. Why? Because I'm not a bad slime slurp.